Everything you want in life, success, wealth, purpose, fulfillment, does not come from sudden breakthroughs. It comes from tiny, consistent actions compounded over time. Today you will learn the mental skill that makes patience not a weakness but the ultimate power. Stop chasing instant gratification. Start mastering the silent force that turns small choices into extraordinary results. By the end of this audiobook, you won't just understand patience. You'll wield it as your most unstoppable weapon. Chapter 1. Quit the quick fix. You are living in a world designed to steal your future. Every screen, every notification, every ad is whispering to you, do it now. Get the quick hit. Feel good instantly. Your brain is hardwired to chase pleasure. That's biology. But biology is not destiny. Your future is built on discipline, not impulse. You have a choice. That's the key. Instant gratification is the silent thief of potential. Think about it. How many hours do you scroll through feeds, watch videos, or binge entertainment? Time you will never get back. Every moment spent chasing pleasure that fades is a moment stolen from building skills, investing in your mind, or creating real, lasting results. The average person spends thousands every year on fleeting entertainment, movies, games, shopping sprees, and wonders why they're stuck. You can't outsmart time. You can't recover wasted energy. Delay now. Dominate later. Repeat that. Say it until it sticks. The truth is harsh but simple. Every time you give in to instant pleasure, you reinforce a habit that shrinks your future. It's not about laziness. It's not about self-denial. It's about discipline. Discipline compounds. Instant gratification compounds too, but in the wrong direction. One soda, one online shopping spree, one late night scroll, it seems small. But multiplied by months, years, decades, it shapes your life. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Delay now. Dominate later. Let's make this real. Picture someone who spends $5,000 a year on entertainment. Over 10 years, that's $50,000 gone. Imagine if that money had gone into self-education, investing, or skill development. That $50,000 could buy freedom, could buy mastery, it could buy opportunity. But the average person doesn't see it. They only see the hit. They only see the fleeting pleasure. You don't need their permission to choose differently. That's the key. Now, this isn't just about money. It's about time, focus, and energy. Every distraction you chase is energy diverted from your long-term goals. Energy you can never reclaim. Every impulsive choice teaches your brain to seek short-term relief over long-term gain. And your brain will love it. Your brain will thank you. But your life will pay the price. That's the key. Delay now. Dominate later. You might be thinking, I can do both. I can enjoy life and work toward my goals. True. But the difference is intentionality. Are you choosing your pleasure strategically, or are you reacting like a child to every craving, every impulse? There's a difference. If you react, you are giving your power away. If you choose, you are compounding your power. You have a choice. You don't need anyone's permission to start choosing differently today. Here's the core principle. Your future is the product of your present actions, not your present desires. Every time you say yes to instant gratification, you are short-circuiting your long-term growth. Every time you delay gratification, even when it's uncomfortable, you are investing in yourself. You are building momentum. You are compounding patience into power. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Delay now. Dominate later. Repeat it. Live it. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine two people, both 25. One chooses instant gratification every day, buying snacks, spending hours on social media, indulging impulses. The other delays gratification. They invest their money, study, practice skills, build habits. 10 years later, the results are staggering. The first person is stuck, wondering where life went. The second person has leverage. They have skills, assets, opportunities, and freedom. That difference, 10 years of small, disciplined decisions, is all it takes. That's the compound effect. That's the power of patience. You have a choice. That's the key. So what do you do right now? Start small. Identify one area where you are giving in to instant pleasure. Maybe it's scrolling on your phone first thing in the morning. Maybe it's snacking, shopping, or binge watching. Pick one. Say no. Delay now. And when the urge hits, remind yourself, I choose my future over temporary comfort. I delay now. I dominate later. Repeat this every day. Make it a ritual. Make it non-negotiable. That's how habits are built. That's how lives are transformed. And remember, discipline is not a punishment. It's a superpower. It's freedom. It's control over your life. Instant gratification feels good for a moment, but discipline feels good forever. Discipline compounds silently. Instant pleasure compounds destructively. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Delay now. Dominate later. Finally, let's reinforce this one last time before moving on. Every decision is either moving you toward your goals or away from them. Every impulsive action is a withdrawal from your future. Every delayed decision is an investment in your future. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need luck. You don't need perfect conditions. You only need the courage to delay now. The courage to dominate later. Repeat it. Live it. Own it. You have begun the first step of mastering patience. You've recognized the enemy, instant gratification. You've understood the cost. You've learned the principle, delay now, dominate later. Now take it with you. Apply it. Practice it. Make it your rule. Because this is just the beginning. You've faced the surface of your impulses. You've glimpsed the power of patience. And now it's time to go deeper. You mastered the first battle. Now let's talk about how every small choice compounds into massive outcomes. Chapter 2. Small choices, massive outcomes. Your life is not determined by one big event. It is determined by the tiny, consistent choices you make every single day. The meals you eat, the books you read, the time you spend, these are not trivial. They are everything. Your life is the sum of your choices. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. Repeat it. Say it until it sticks. Think about Warren Buffett. He didn't become one of the wealthiest people in the world overnight. He didn't take reckless risks chasing quick wins. He made small, disciplined investments, day after day, year after year. Every choice added to the next. Compounded over decades, it turned small actions into massive outcomes. That's the power you're ignoring if you chase shortcuts. You have a choice. That's the key. Now let's break it down. Each day you are making dozens, maybe hundreds of choices. Some matter more than others, but every single one has weight. Choosing to scroll on your phone instead of learning a skill. Choosing fast food over a healthy meal. Choosing comfort over effort. Each choice is either building your future or eroding it. You have a choice. Your life is the sum of your choices. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. Small decisions often feel invisible. That's why most people fail to respect them. They underestimate the power of tiny habits. They think skipping one workout, missing one study session, eating one bad meal won't matter. Wrong. It matters. It compounds. Missed workouts become weeks of inactivity. One skipped study session becomes months of lost knowledge. One poor meal becomes a habit. You have a choice. That's the key. And it's not just negative choices. Small positive actions compound just as powerfully. Reading 5 pages a day builds expertise over a year. Writing a single paragraph each morning can lead to a published book. Investing even $50 a month in your future creates wealth over time. The principle is simple. Small, consistent actions create massive outcomes. Repeat after me, your life is the sum of your choices. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. Let's bring this closer to home. Imagine 2 people with the same talent, the same resources, the same 24 hours. One spends 30 minutes a day learning a new skill. The other spends 30 minutes scrolling social media. 10 years from now, their lives will be worlds apart. The difference? Daily choices. Small decisions, repeated relentlessly, create unstoppable results. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. Now, here's the harsh truth most people ignore. Consistency beats intensity. One day of genius action is meaningless if it's not repeated. It's not about sudden brilliance. It's about sustained action. It's about showing up when it's inconvenient, when it's boring, when nobody is watching. That's where champions are made. Your life is the sum of your choices. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. And here's the second truth. Small mistakes compound too. Each impulsive, short-sighted choice quietly erodes your future. Every time you settle for comfort over growth, you are withdrawing from the account of your potential. One bad decision isn't just a moment, it's a building block for a lifetime of regret if repeated. You have a choice. That's the key. So what do? Start by tracking your daily actions. Be brutally honest. Write down every decision that impacts your health, your money, your mind, and your relationships. Then evaluate, is this choice building my future or stealing it? Then commit to doing one thing consistently, every day that moves you forward. That's how small choices become massive outcomes. You have a choice. Repeat it. Your life is the sum of your choices. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. Let's talk about reinforcement. Your brain will resist at first. It loves the shortcut. It loves the instant hit. It will argue, rationalize, and distract you. That's normal. You push back anyway. You do it consistently. You repeat. You reinforce. That's how habits form. That's how momentum builds. Small choices compounded are unstoppable. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. Remember this, life is patient, but it is ruthless. It rewards those who respect the power of small, repeated actions. It punishes those who ignore them. 1 hour of practice, 1 page read, 1 intentional decision at a time. It doesn't look like much at first. It doesn't feel like much at first. But over months, years, decades, it transforms everything. You have a choice. That's the key. Finally, let's reinforce this one last time before moving on. Every action you take is a vote for the life you want. Every choice either compounds toward success or compounds toward failure. You have a choice. Repeat it. Your life is the sum of your choices. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. Delay, persist, and build. Compounded patience and discipline are your greatest assets. You've seen the power of small choices. You've understood that every day, every moment, every action matters. You've learned that consistency beats intensity and patience beats impulse. Now it's time to look at the invisible power that makes patience so unstoppable. You've set the stage. You've mastered the principle. Chapter 3, The Invisible Power of Patience. Patience is invisible. Most people underestimate it. They think success has to be immediate. They want results now. They want recognition now. They want validation now. But that's not how life works. Life rewards those who can wait. Life rewards those who can act consistently while the world doubts them. You have a choice. That's the key. The truth is simple. Patience compounds silently. It doesn't shout. It doesn't make headlines. It works in the background, quietly, methodically. And when the results finally arrive, they are explosive. Invisible now, unstoppable later. Repeat that. Say it. Live it. Trust it. Your actions today may feel insignificant, but they are the seeds of your future dominance. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Let me give you an example that everyone can understand. J.K. Rowling. Rejected by dozens of publishers. Told she would never succeed. Struggling financially. Living as a single mother. Most people would have given up. Most people would have quit. But she persisted. She kept writing. She kept refining. She trusted the process. She trusted the invisible power of patience. And what happened? Harry Potter became one of the most successful book series in history. Invisible now, unstoppable later. That's how it works. Now here's the lesson. You will rarely see the results immediately. You will rarely get validation. You will rarely get applause. That's the point. Patience is a test. It's a filter. It separates those who chase instant gratification from those who build lasting impact. The moment you understand this, you understand power. You have a choice. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need immediate results. You only need discipline. Invisible now, unstoppable later. Consider your own life. How many times have you felt like your efforts were wasted? How many mornings have you worked hard and felt invisible? That's normal. That's the process. Every moment of effort that feels invisible is actually compounding. Every act of discipline, every skill practiced, every relationship invested in, compounds quietly. The world doesn't see it, but one day the results hit. One day the compound effect of patience explodes. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's break this down further. Patience isn't just about waiting. It's about consistent action over time. Patience is doing the work no one else sees. It's studying when no one is watching. It's saving when no one is applauding. It's practicing when no one is praising. That's how invisible actions create unstoppable results. You have a choice. Repeat it. Invisible now, unstoppable later. And here's the truth most people ignore. Impatience is costly. Every time you quit too soon, every time you give up because you don't see immediate results, you lose more than just time. You lose momentum. You lose opportunity. You lose potential. It's not about being lucky. It's about being patient. Invisible now, unstoppable later. You have a choice. That's the key. Now, how do you practice this in real life? Start small. Pick one area of your life where patience is required. Maybe it's skill development. Maybe it's fitness. Maybe it's building a business. Commit to consistent effort. Track your progress, but do not demand instant results. Celebrate the actions, not the outcomes. Trust the invisible work. Trust that the compound effect is real. You have a choice. Invisible now, unstoppable later. Repeat it. Let's reinforce it with another example. Consider an investor in the stock market. They don't make millions overnight. They buy, they wait, they reinvest. For years there is nothing to show. But after decades, the compounding transforms small investments into life-changing wealth. You can see the parallel with your own efforts. Small, disciplined actions repeated quietly explode over time. Invisible now, unstoppable later. You have a choice. You always have a choice. And remember, patience requires courage. Courage to act without immediate reward. Courage to stay consistent when others quit. Courage to believe in invisible results. Most people fail because they lack courage. They want the flash, the instant hit. They abandon the invisible work. Don't be that person. Choose differently. Choose patience. Invisible now, unstoppable later. You have a choice. That's the key. Finally, let's summarize the lesson before moving forward. Patience is a silent force. It compounds quietly. It separates winners from quitters. It turns small, consistent actions into extraordinary outcomes. Every effort you make today, every decision you take, every disciplined act, compounds silently. Invisible now, unstoppable later. Remember it. Repeat it. Trust it. Apply it. You've learned the invisible power of patience. You've seen how delayed rewards can create extraordinary success. You've understood that the world doesn't recognize your efforts at first, and that's exactly why patience is powerful. You've grasped the principle. Invisible work leads to unstoppable results. You've laid the foundation. Now it's time to turn patience into actionable routines that produce daily success. Chapter 4. Build systems, not goals. Goals are temporary. Goals are fragile. Goals are often just dreams in disguise. Most people chase goals believing they are the key to success. They are wrong. Goals are fine as markers, but they don't create momentum. They don't create results. Systems do. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. Repeat it. Say it. Live it. Trust it. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's be honest. How many times have you set a goal only to fail? How many times have you written down a resolution or a target, felt motivated for a few days, and then crashed back into old habits? That's because goals are outcome-focused. Goals depend on motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is permanent. Systems don't rely on motivation. Systems create automatic action. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. Here's the difference. Goals are, I want to write a book. Systems are, I write 500 words every day, no excuses. Goals are, I want to lose 20 pounds. Systems are, I train and eat intentionally every day. Goals are, I want to make $50,000 this year. Systems are, I save, invest, and improve my skills consistently. See the difference? Systems are repeatable. Systems are actionable. Systems create compounding results. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. You have a choice. Repeat it. Consider James Clear and his work in Atomic Habits. He didn't become successful overnight. He focused on daily routines, small habits stacked over time. He didn't chase big, flashy results first. He trusted the system. Every article, every habit, every consistent practice compounded into a career, a following, and influence. The system did the heavy lifting. Goals were temporary. Systems were unstoppable. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. Now, here's the truth most people miss. The world praises results, not processes. It's easy to be seduced by the end goal. That's why most people fail. They ignore the system. They focus on what's visible instead of what's effective. Systems work silently, quietly. Every time you follow the system, it compounds your advantage. Invisible action, unstoppable result. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's make this practical. Identify one area of your life where you are only chasing goals. Maybe it's fitness. Maybe it's career. Maybe it's money. Now, break it down into daily actions that feed the system. Don't focus on the outcome. Focus on the repeatable process. Decide today what you will do consistently every single day that compounds into the result you want. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. Repeat it. Live it. Apply it. Here's another example. Think about someone trying to get fit. They set the goal, lose 20 pounds. They start strong, motivated, counting calories, hitting the gym. But motivation fades. Life gets busy. Old habits creep back. Goal failed. Now, consider someone with a system. They schedule workouts, prep meals, track progress, and follow the routine no matter what. Day after day, month after month, weight drops. Strength increases. Confidence grows. The system works silently. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. You have a choice. And remember this, systems don't just create results, they create identity. When you follow a system consistently, you become the type of person who acts, not just dreams. You become someone who shows up, regardless of motivation or distraction. Your identity shifts. Your habits shift. Your results shift. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. Repeat it. Say it. Live it. That's the path to unstoppable growth. Now, some people argue, but I need big goals to stay motivated. Wrong. Systems are the real motivators. Systems give you visible wins every day, even if the final goal is far away. Systems make action automatic. Systems create momentum. Goals are just markers on the road. Systems are the engine that drives you forward. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's reinforce it one more time. Goals are temporary. Systems are permanent. Goals demand motivation. Systems demand discipline. Goals rely on hope. Systems rely on action. Goals fade. Systems win. Repeat it. Say it. Live it. Embed it into your life. Every day you follow the system, your results compound silently. Every day you chase goals without a system, you risk frustration and failure. Systems win. Goals fade. Systems win. You have a choice. Finally, here's the bridge to the next chapter. You now understand the difference between chasing fleeting goals and building unstoppable systems. You've seen that consistent, repeatable action compounds into long-term results. You've learned that systems are invisible engines of growth, silently transforming your life. Now it's time to address another challenge, the temptation to compare, to envy, to let others' lives steal your focus. That's where true patience and self-mastery are tested. Chapter 5. Resist the urge to compare. Comparison is a silent killer. It eats patience. It destroys momentum. It makes you chase the wrong things at the wrong time. Someone else's speed is irrelevant to your trajectory. Someone else's success is not your failure. Someone else's progress does not determine your value. You have a choice. That's the key. Look around. Social media has made comparison unavoidable. Every day you see curated highlights of other people's lives. They are showing off achievements, vacations, promotions, or wealth. Feels like everyone is moving faster than you. It feels like you are behind. That feeling is poisonous. It's a trap. Comparison steals your focus, your energy, your discipline. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. Repeat it. Say it until it becomes your truth. Here's the harsh reality. Comparison is the enemy of patience. When you focus on others, you forget your own path. You start chasing shortcuts. You start abandoning systems. You chase results instead of progress. You measure yourself against someone else's highlight reel instead of your own long-term compounding growth. That's how potential is stolen. You have a choice. You don't need anyone else's timeline. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. Let's bring this to life with a real-world example. Social media envy is rampant. You see peers hitting milestones and think you're behind. Meanwhile, they may have started 10 years earlier. They may be sacrificing, struggling, working silently, and you don't see it. Your progress is invisible too, but it's compounding. That's the difference. One person chases the flash. One person commits to the quiet work. One person fails to see the invisible compounding. The other builds unstoppable momentum. You have a choice. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. Now, consider the science of compounding. A $10 investment today can become $100 in 10 years if reinvested consistently. But if you compare your $10 to someone else's $50 today, you panic. You abandon the plan. You spend recklessly. You destroy the compounding power of your own actions. That's exactly what comparison does to your life. Your pace is enough. Your actions are enough. Trust it. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. You have a choice. That's the key. Comparison also kills joy. Every achievement becomes tainted by envy. Every milestone loses meaning because you are busy looking over your shoulder. You forget to celebrate the small wins, the micro progress, the invisible compounding that is shaping your future. That's why patience dies when you compare. That's why slow and steady is always undervalued. You have a choice. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. Repeat it. Live it. Here's how to protect yourself. First, control your inputs. Limit social media. Stop obsessing over others. Focus on your own habits, systems, and actions. Second, track your progress privately. Record your wins, your growth, your learning. Third, reinforce your mantra daily. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. Make it your shield against envy. Make it your armor against distraction. Make it your truth. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's emphasize this one more time. Comparison is irrelevant. Someone else's trajectory doesn't define yours. Your life is a series of small, consistent actions. Your growth is quiet, invisible, and compounding. Every day you follow your system, every habit you maintain, every small decision you make, compounds quietly into your future. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. Repeat it. Live it. Believe it. And remember, patience and progress are not linear. Some days, weeks, or months, it may seem like nothing is happening. You may feel left behind. That's normal. The world is built to reward those who can focus on their own path. Trust that compounding is happening even when it's invisible. Invisible now, unstoppable later. You have a choice. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. Finally, let's close this chapter with a clear takeaway before moving forward. You've learned that comparison steals patience. You've seen how social media envy distorts perspective. You've understood that your pace is enough, your actions are enough, and your systems are enough. Protect your focus. Protect your energy. Protect your compounding power. Run your race. Trust your pace. Compound quietly. You've mastered the danger of comparison. Now it's time to master the power of daily discipline, the small actions that create unstoppable momentum and resilience. Chapter 6. Master your daily disciplines. Success is not about talent. It's not about luck. It's not about genius ideas. Success is built on daily discipline. Long-term results are the sum of small actions repeated consistently without exception. You have a choice. That's the key. Think about Olympic athletes. They don't rely on one heroic performance to win a medal. They train the same skills, the same movements, the same drills, every single day. They embrace repetition. They embrace discomfort. They do the work no one else sees. That's how mastery is built. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. Repeat it. Say it. Live it. Here's the truth most people miss. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to perform perfectly every day. You just need to perform. One small, disciplined action today compounds into progress tomorrow. One repeated action becomes habit. One habit becomes identity. One identity becomes unstoppable momentum. You have a choice. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. That's the key. Let's be real. Habits are the foundation of life. If you fail to master your daily disciplines, you fail to master yourself. You can have ambition, goals, and vision, but without discipline, it all collapses. Discipline is the bridge between intention and results. Discipline turns desire into action. Discipline compounds invisibly until it transforms everything. You have a choice. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. Consider someone training for a marathon. They don't run 26 miles on day one. They run 3 miles, 4 miles. They train daily, incrementally increasing effort. They embrace repetition. They embrace monotony. They embrace the invisible work. And after months, years, the results appear. Discipline is quiet. Discipline is invisible. Discipline is unstoppable. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. Now here's how to apply this in your life. Identify one small, repeatable action that drives your goals. It could be reading 20 minutes a day, journaling, practicing a skill, writing one paragraph, exercising. Whatever aligns with your long-term vision. Commit to doing it daily, no excuses. Track it, reinforce it, repeat without fail. You have a choice. That's the key. Your mind will resist. It will argue. It will rationalize. It will say, I'll skip today. I'll start tomorrow. I deserve a break. Ignore it. That's exactly what everyone else does. That's why most people fail. Discipline is doing what must be done even when you don't want to. Discipline is acting in spite of resistance. Discipline compounds silently, invisibly, but explosively. You have a choice. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. Let's reinforce it further. Daily disciplines are small. They seem insignificant. They feel boring. But that's exactly why they work. Big, flashy actions are fleeting. Small, invisible actions are permanent. One push-up every day becomes strength. One paragraph every day becomes a book. One disciplined decision every day becomes an unstoppable life. You have a choice. Repeat, do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. And here's the subtle truth. Daily disciplines create identity. When you act consistently, you are no longer trying or planning. You are becoming the person you want to be. You are someone who shows up. You are someone who acts regardless of mood or circumstance. You are someone who compounds effort silently until mastery appears. You have a choice. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. That's the key. Now let's make it personal. Think about one area of your life where you are inconsistent. Maybe it's health. Maybe it's finances. Maybe it's learning. Start small. Start now. Commit to one repeatable action every day for the next month. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. Track it. Reinforce it. Build momentum. That's how small actions compound into unstoppable outcomes. You have a choice. Finally, let's close this chapter with a powerful takeaway before moving on. You've learned that long-term success is invisible at first. You've seen that daily discipline beats motivation. You've understood that identity is built one habit at a time. The path is simple, but it is not easy. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat without fail. You are now equipped to transform small daily actions into massive results. You've mastered the principle of daily discipline. Now it's time to embrace another challenge. doing the hard, invisible, and often boring work while rejecting flashy distractions. Chapter 7. Embrace the boring, reject the flashy. True growth is boring. It's repetitive. It's invisible. It doesn't make headlines. It doesn't get likes. It doesn't come with applause. Most people chase the flashy. They chase excitement. They chase the instant hit. That's why most people fail. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's get this straight. Flashy fades. It always fades. The flashy idea, the trendy habit, the quick fix solution, it disappears. It may give you a temporary thrill. It may make you feel successful for a day, but it does not compound. It does not build resilience. It does not create mastery. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. Repeat it. Say it. Live it. Consider Thomas Edison. Thousands of failed experiments. Thousands of disappointments. Countless nights in the lab with no visible success. Most people would have quit. Most people would have given up and sought glory elsewhere. But Edison persisted. He embraced the repetition. He embraced the mundane. He embraced the boring work. And eventually the light bulb was born. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. That's the power you're ignoring if you chase shortcuts. You have a choice. Here's the truth. Success compounds quietly. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't require excitement to work. It doesn't need your ego or your validation. True progress is invisible at first. It's subtle. It's mundane. But the invisible, repetitive work transforms you into someone unstoppable. Every small action adds up. Every repeated effort builds momentum. Every tiny habit compounds over time. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. You have a choice. Let's make it real. How many people spend hours chasing trends, flashy courses, flashy tools, flashy opportunities, only to find themselves stuck 6 months later? They traded patience for spectacle. They traded consistency for excitement. Meanwhile, the person doing the boring work, reading daily, writing consistently, practicing relentlessly, is quietly moving forward. They are unstoppable. You have a choice. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. Repeat it. Now let's break this down further. You can either seek instant gratification or long-term growth. The flashy is instant gratification. The boring is long-term growth. The flashy feels good now. The boring builds results forever. Choose the boring. Choose consistency. Choose patience. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. You have a choice. That's the key. Consider the examples in your own life. The extra hours studying, the disciplined workout, the repeated skill practice, the daily savings habit. These may feel dull. They may feel boring. You may not see immediate results. That's normal. That's exactly why they work. Compounding happens silently, invisibly, patiently. You are building leverage that no flashy moment can match. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. Repeat it. Live it. Embed it. Here's a subtle truth. The world praises visible effort, but rewards invisible results. The flashy gets applause, but the boring builds empires. It builds mastery. It builds resilience. It builds freedom. The invisible work is always harder to admire, harder to celebrate, harder to notice, but that's where power resides. You have a choice. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. That's the key. Now let's make this actionable. Identify one area of your life where you are chasing flash. Maybe it's social validation. Maybe it's superficial results. Maybe it's short-term excitement. Replace it with boring consistency. Commit to the invisible, repeated work that actually compounds. Track it, reinforce it, repeat without fail. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. You have a choice. Finally, let's close this chapter before moving on. You've learned that real growth is invisible. You've seen how Edison's persistence turned repetition into innovation. You've understood that flashy solutions fail to compound while boring actions create unstoppable momentum. Embrace patience. Embrace repetition. Embrace the boring work. Boring wins. Flashy fades. Patience pays. You are now ready to confront the cost of impulsive decisions and guard your future. Chapter 8. The cost of impulse decisions. Impulse decisions feel good for a moment. They give you a hit of satisfaction, a rush of pleasure, a temporary sense of relief. But that feeling is a lie. It hides a hidden cost. Time, energy, opportunity lost. Every impulsive choice chips away at your future. You have a choice. That's the key. Think about lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, a bonus, or extra cash, and instead of investing it, you spend it on instant gratification. New gadgets, fancy dinners, luxury trips. You feel good today. But tomorrow? Your future growth has been robbed. Your compounding advantage is delayed. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. Repeat it. Say it. Live it. Credit card debt is another example. You buy what you want now, thinking you can handle it later. Interest builds. Stress builds. Freedom diminishes. That one impulsive purchase becomes a chain. One small decision compounds into years of unnecessary burden. Every time you avoid impulse spending, you build power. Every time you give in, you pay. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. You have a choice. That's the key. And it's not just money. Energy is wasted too. Impulsive scrolling, late-night partying, binge-watching, distractions. These drain your focus. Every hour spent chasing pleasure is an hour stolen from skill development, exercise, learning, or creating. The cost is invisible at first, but compounding relentlessly. The future you could have built is replaced with regret. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. Repeat it. Trust it. Apply it. Let's get personal. How often have you said, "I'll start tomorrow"? How often do you give in to temptation thinking, "It's just this once"? That once compounds. One skipped workout becomes 2, then 10. One impulsive meal becomes a week of unhealthy habits. One moment of avoidance becomes a lifestyle of mediocrity. Patience is the antidote. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. You have a choice. Here's a real-world story. Imagine two people, same income, same skills. One invests $200 a month steadily. The other spends $200 impulsively. 10 years later, the first person has savings, security, leverage, and options. The second person has debt, stress, and regret. One simple difference: patience versus impulse. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. Repeat it. Say it. Believe it. Live it. Now let's talk about habits. Every time you act impulsively, you teach your brain that comfort and instant pleasure are priorities. Every time you delay gratification, you train your brain to value growth and compounding results. That's the key. The brain follows what you reward. Want to grow? Reward patience. Want mediocrity? Reward impulse. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. You have a choice. Impulse decisions also destroy momentum. You can be on track, disciplined, and focused, and one moment of weakness derails the chain. One skipped habit, one impulsive decision, one unnecessary indulgence, they ripple outward, costing hours, days, and months of progress. But if you hold your line, if you resist the urge, you reinforce discipline, strengthen identity, and compound advantage. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. Repeat it. Live it. Embed it. Let's make this actionable. Identify one area where you are impulsive. Money, food, entertainment, social media, instant pleasure. Decide today that you will delay gratification. Set a small rule. Follow it without exception. Reinforce it daily. Every day you resist impulse, you strengthen yourself. Every day you delay gratification, you build invisible leverage. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. You have a choice. Finally, let's close this chapter with a key takeaway before moving on. Impulse feels good today but steals tomorrow. Patience feels hard today but multiplies power tomorrow. Discipline and compounding are invisible at first but unstoppable over time. Every choice matters. Every moment counts. Impulse costs. Patience earns. Every time. You've seen the hidden price. Now it's time to focus on progress over outcomes and celebrate the right victories. Chapter 9. Celebrate progress, not results. Too many people measure success by the outcome. They obsess over the scoreboard. They fixate on promotions, money, recognition, or milestones. That's a mistake. Results are temporary. They are unpredictable. They are often outside your control. What you can control are your actions, your habits, and your consistency. You have a choice. That's the key. Focus on what you can control. The small, daily actions that compound over time. Writing a paragraph every day. Exercising consistently. Making smart financial decisions. Learning one new skill at a time. These are your real victories. These are your levers of power. Celebrate them. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Results come quietly. Repeat it. Say it. Live it. Consider successful entrepreneurs. They don't track quarterly profits as their measure of success. They track daily habits, weekly progress, consistent work. They measure what they can influence directly. The outcome, profits, awards, recognition, follows naturally if the process is solid. Your results are a byproduct of your systems and actions. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Results come quietly. You have a choice. Now, let's be honest. Waiting for results is frustrating. Feels like effort is wasted. But that's exactly why patience compounds. Invisible work is powerful. When you celebrate progress, not results, you reinforce habits, not emotions. You reward action, not outcome. You strengthen identity, not ego. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Results come quietly. Repeat it. Embed it. Live it. Here's another example. Imagine someone learning to code. They measure progress by the number of hours they study, the projects they complete, and the small improvements in skill. They don't obsess over getting a high-paying job immediately. Over months, those small actions accumulate. Eventually, the results appear. But the real victory is in the process. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Results come quietly. You have a choice. Let's break it down further. Focusing on results alone creates pressure, anxiety, and impatience. It leads to quitting when outcomes are delayed. Focusing on progress creates momentum, confidence, and resilience. Every repeated action becomes a building block. Every habit strengthens identity. Every disciplined effort compounds silently. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Results come quietly. Repeat it. Live it. Reinforce it. Now, how do you apply this today? Start tracking your actions. Be brutally honest. Write down every positive habit, every step toward your goal, every disciplined choice. Every day, acknowledge these small wins. Give yourself credit for progress even when results are invisible. This rewires your brain to value consistent action over instant validation. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Results come quietly. You have a choice. Remember this. Progress is the only reliable measure of growth. Results are fleeting. Results are outside your control. Progress is internal. Progress compounds. Progress builds identity. Progress builds freedom. Every action you take, every habit you maintain, every skill you improve, these are victories. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Results come quietly. Repeat it. Live it. Internalize it. Finally, let's close this chapter with a clear takeaway before moving on. You've learned that results are not the goal, they are the byproduct of consistent action. You've seen that daily habits and progress matter far more than external validation. You've understood that celebrating progress reinforces discipline, patience, and identity. Your future is built quietly, invisibly, and consistently. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Results come quietly. You've mastered celebrating progress. Now it's time to commit fully to the long game, staying consistent and patient over decades. Chapter 10. Commit to the long game. Life is not won overnight. Success is not a sprint. It is a marathon. A decades-long marathon. Most people quit too early. They chase instant wins. They look for shortcuts. They abandon discipline when results are invisible. That's the trap. The winners are those who play patiently, strategically, and relentlessly over years, even decades. You have a choice. That's the key. Commitment is not sexy. It's not flashy. It's just boring. It's repetition. It's showing up every day even when motivation fades. Even when others doubt you. Even when the world tempts you with instant gratification. That's the essence of the long game. It's invisible work that compounds silently until it transforms your life. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. Repeat it. Live it. Own it. Think about athletes. They train for thousands of hours before they win a medal. Every drill, every practice, every repetition builds mastery. The public only sees the victory. They don't see the discipline, the boredom, the invisible compounding of skill over years. That's the long game. That's the principle. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. You have a choice. Consider investors. They don't get rich from one trade. They invest consistently over decades, letting compounding work silently in the background. The market fluctuates. Losses happen. Impulses tempt. But discipline persists. Consistency wins. Time compounds wealth. Patience creates freedom. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. Repeat it. Embed it. Trust it. And creators, authors, musicians, entrepreneurs, they produce daily, quietly, invisibly. They experiment. They fail. They adjust. They repeat. For years. No applause. No recognition. Just effort. Just consistency. Then one day mastery appears. One day results emerge. One day freedom and impact follow. That's the long game. You have a choice. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. Now here's the truth most people avoid. The long game is lonely. It's uncomfortable. It requires rejecting shortcuts. It requires resisting instant gratification. It requires discipline when no one is watching. That's why most fail. That's why few succeed. But those who commit to the long game become unstoppable. They compound effort, skill, and patience into mastery. They live lives others only dream about. You have a choice. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. Let's make this actionable. Decide today that you will play the long game. Commit to daily disciplines. Commit to systems over goals. Commit to patience over impulse. Track your progress. Reassess but don't quit. Repetition compounds. Small actions grow exponentially. Invisible work becomes unstoppable results. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. Here's the final reinforcement. Life rewards patience, consistency, and invisible work. Life punishes impulsive, inconsistent effort. 1 decade of discipline outperforms a lifetime of shortcuts. 1 persistent action compounds more than 1,000 impulsive decisions. Your identity is built daily. Your habits compound quietly. Your future is created by what you do today, not by what you hope for tomorrow. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. Finally, let's close this audiobook with one unstoppable thought. You've learned to resist instant gratification. You've learned to make small, disciplined choices. You've learned to embrace invisible work. You've learned to track progress, not results. You've learned to play the long game. Now take every principle, every habit, every mantra, and apply it relentlessly. The world is impatient. The world seeks shortcuts. You will rise by being consistent, patient, and disciplined. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. This is your call to action. Stop chasing the flashy, the instant, the convenient. Start compounding quietly. Start building daily disciplines. Start embracing patience. Start committing to the long game. Your life is your compound effect. Every choice, every habit, every day counts. Commit. Persist. Compound. Your future is built today quietly, consistently. You now know the secret that the world ignores. Success is never sudden. It's the silent, patient accumulation of small, disciplined choices. Stop chasing the instant. Stop wasting energy on the flashy. Build systems. Embrace boredom. Trust the invisible power of your daily actions. Every micro-decision compounds into your ultimate life. So here's the challenge. Today, pick one small, disciplined action and commit to it. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat. Compound relentlessly. Your life is waiting, but it will only reward patience. Will you start now? Before you go, remember, if you found value in this audiobook and want more strategies to master patience, build discipline, and create unstoppable momentum, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, we release new content to help you grow quietly, consistently, and powerfully. Don't miss your chance to transform your life. Subscribe now.